Have you ever wondered what happens to the towns where people once laughed, worked, and dreamed? Places where families built their lives, only to be slowly forgotten by time? Today, we step into the haunting world of Kentucky's ghost towns, 5 lost communities where echoes of the past still linger. These aren't just empty buildings. They are silent witnesses to hopes, struggles, and memories that shaped generations. Join me as we uncover the human stories behind the ruins and feel the bittersweet emotions of places that once thrived but now stand quietly waiting to be remembered. If you love real stories about haunted places and abandoned spots, don't forget to subscribe to my channel Ghost Hunt for more amazing content. 1. Pascal Radies, Kentucky. Nestled along the banks of the Green River in Muhlenberg County, Kentucky, lies the ghost town of Paradise, a place whose very name feels like a cruel irony today. Once a bustling coal mining community, Paradise thrived during the early to mid-1900s, fueled by the relentless demand for coal that powered America's industrial age. The town was home to hard-working miners and their families, who shared hopes, dreams, and struggles, bound together by the harsh realities of life underground and the tight-knit bonds above it. In its heyday, Paradise was more than just a mining town. It was a community with schools, churches, and small businesses. Children played in the streets while miners returned from their grueling shifts, exhausted but proud of their contribution to the nation's growth. The smell of coal dust mingled with the laughter of families, creating a unique rhythm of life that defined Paradise. But beneath this lively exterior, the town's fate was quietly sealed. The 1,950 and 1,960 brought change that few could have anticipated. The rise of cleaner energy sources and shifts in industrial demands led to a steep decline in coal production. Paradise, like many other mining towns, was hit hard. The town's population began to dwindle as families moved away in search of better opportunities. What remained was a ghostly silence, punctuated only by the creaking of old buildings and the distant calls of wildlife reclaiming the land. One of the most pivotal moments in Paradise's history was the construction of the Paradise Fossil Plant, a large coal-fired power station built in the late 1960s just outside the town. Ironically, while the plant was meant to secure energy for the future, it also symbolized the end of Paradise as a living community. Many residents were forced to relocate due to environmental concerns and the acquisition of land for the plant. Houses were demolished and the streets emptied. Today, Paradise exists mostly as a memory, an echo of a time when coal was king and small towns thrived on its promise. Visitors who come to the area can still see remnants of the past: broken foundations, rusted mining equipment, and the skeletal remains of buildings that once bustled with life. Walking through these ruins, it's easy to imagine the human stories etched into every stone. The laughter, the tears, and the resilience of people who called Paradise home. For many, Paradise is more than a ghost town. It's a testament to the changing tides of industry and the enduring spirit of communities caught in the crossfire. It reminds us how progress can come with a cost, and how places filled with human hopes can slowly fade away, leaving behind haunting beauty and lessons from history. 2. Kyrock, Kentucky. Tucked away in the hills of Edmonson County, Kentucky, lies the ghost town of Kyrock, once a thriving coal mining community, now a silent witness to a bygone era. For decades, Kyrock was a place where families built their lives around the coal mines, united by the grueling work and the shared hopes for a better future. The miners woke up before dawn, knowing the dangers beneath the surface, yet driven by the promise of steady work and a chance to provide for their loved ones. In the heart of Kyrock, children's laughter once filled the air, echoing through rows of modest houses and the local schoolyard. The community was close-knit. Neighbors looked out for each other, sharing in both celebrations and hardships. Every Sunday, families gathered in churches, finding comfort and strength amidst the struggles of daily life. The scent of coal dust mingled with home-cooked meals, creating a unique atmosphere that was both harsh and comforting. However, as time passed, changes began to ripple through Kyrock. Advances in mining technology and shifts in the coal industry meant fewer jobs and less demand for small mining towns. Slowly, families began to leave, chasing new opportunities in bigger cities. The schoolyard grew quiet, the streets less busy, and the warmth of community began to fade. Those who remained faced a quiet loneliness, haunted by memories of better days and unsure of what the future held. The physical signs of decline became impossible to ignore. Shuttered businesses, crumbling buildings, and abandoned mining equipment left to rust. But more than the decay of structures, it was the loss of human connection that weighed heaviest on Kairock. The town's spirit lingered, but it was a ghost of its former self, a bittersweet reminder of the lives once lived here. Today, visitors to Kairock can walk among the ruins and imagine the lives that unfolded in this forgotten place. Every broken window and weathered wall tells a story of resilience and loss, of families who dared to dream amidst hardship. The silence here is filled with echoes of laughter, hope, and the hard work of generations. Kairock's story is a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of change. It reminds us that behind every abandoned town lies a community that once thrived, loved, and fought to survive. It invites us to remember, reflect, and respect the lives that shaped these lost places. Places that, though quiet now, still hold the heartbeat of the past. 3. Airdrie, Kentucky. Deep in the rolling hills of Muhlenberg County, Kentucky, rests the ghost town of Airdrie, a once bustling iron mining town whose echoes of ambition and struggle still whisper through the ruins. Founded in the mid-1800s, Airdrie was more than just a mining town. It was a community built on dreams of prosperity and the unyielding spirit of its residents. Here, men toiled day and night in the iron furnaces, their faces stained with soot, but their hearts filled with determination to build a better life for themselves and their families. The town was alive with the sounds of industry, the roar of the furnaces, the clang of metal, and the rhythmic pounding of hammers shaping the future. Families gathered around simple wooden tables to share meals and stories, while children played under the watchful eyes of neighbors who treated everyone like family. There was a shared understanding that life was tough, but together, they could endure anything. Yet, as the decades passed, the iron industry in Airdrie began to falter. New technologies, cheaper materials, and changing markets made the furnaces less profitable. Jobs became scarce, and the once lively streets started to empty. The laughter of children faded, replaced by the quiet hum of abandonment. Many families packed their belongings and left in search of new opportunities, leaving behind empty homes and silent streets. Walking through Airdrie today, you can still feel the weight of history in the air. The crumbling remains of iron furnaces and dilapidated buildings stand as solemn monuments to a community's rise and fall. The silence here is heavy, but within it lies a powerful story of human resilience, of people who faced hardship with grit and hope, even as the world around them changed. Airdrie's story is a poignant reminder that behind every ghost town are real lives, real dreams, and real struggles. It invites us to remember the courage of those who came before, to honor their hard work, and to reflect on the impermanence of even the most vibrant communities. In its quiet decay, Airdrie holds lessons about change, loss, and the enduring spirit that keeps memories alive. 4. Packard, Kentucky. Hidden away in the rugged terrain of Kentucky, Packard once echoed with the sounds of coal miners working tirelessly beneath the earth's surface. This small town grew around the coal industry, providing livelihoods for families who found hope in the promise of steady work and a tight-knit community. The early mornings, filled with the clatter of mining equipment and the camaraderie of workers heading underground, defined daily life here. Packard was more than just a mining hub. It was a place where families forged bonds that lasted generations. Children's laughter echoed through the streets, and neighbors shared both celebrations and hardships. The town's rhythm was shaped by the demanding life of coal mining. Dangerous, exhausting, but vital. However, as the coal industry began to decline, so did Packard. The mines that once brought prosperity slowly shut down, forcing families to leave in search of new opportunities. The vibrant community gradually faded into silence. Houses were abandoned, businesses closed, and nature began reclaiming the land. Today, Packard stands as a quiet ghost town. Visitors who walk its empty streets can almost hear the whispers of the past stories of hard work, resilience, and the heartbreak of loss. The crumbling buildings and rusty equipment serve as monuments to a time when the town thrived and its people dreamed of a better future. Packard's story is a powerful reminder of the human cost behind economic shifts. It speaks to the strength of communities that endure hardship and the inevitable changes that time brings. Though silent now, Packard's legacy lives on in the memories of those who once called it home. 5 Bells Mines, Kentucky. Nestled in the hills of Kentucky, Bells Mines was once a thriving mining community, built on the backbreaking work of coal miners who faced the dangers of the mines daily. The town was a place where families lived, worked, and dreamed together, bonded by shared struggles and hopes for a brighter future. The rhythmic sounds of mining, the clang of tools, the rumble of carts along tracks once filled the air, while children played near modest homes and neighbors gathered to support one another. Bells Mines was more than just a coal town. It was a community where resilience and camaraderie were vital to survival. But as the coal industry waned, Bells Mines faced decline. Jobs disappeared, families left, and the once lively streets fell silent. Buildings were abandoned, slowly succumbing to the elements and time. Yet, despite its quiet decay, Bells Mines holds stories of perseverance, hardship, and the unbreakable spirit of those who once called it home. Today, walking through Bells Mines is like stepping into a forgotten chapter of history. The ruins whisper tales of hope, loss, and endurance, a reminder that behind every ghost town lie real lives and dreams that shaped these places. Bells Mines stands as a tribute to the strength of mining communities and the human spirit's ability to endure even as the world changes around them.